It's all right. So it's good.
So what I meant to say was, though everyone may not have it, everyone has the capacity to attain it.
Yes, yes, yes,
So it's
yes.
important to and to see that. I think, yeah, as we walk our path, know ourselves, we'll be able to read people's energies
Yeah.
because the universe, God, the
Yes.
quantum field merges with our field,
Yeah.
and we become
Yes.
the transparent space that sees through all space. And
Yes.
so whatever
Yes.
going on in people, whether we
Yeah.
think about it or not, we will
Mm.
understand on some level who they are and who they think they are.
Yeah. 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 It's a wonderful gift to be able to have clairvoyance, to be able to see. It's a wonderful gift. As I said, the most important thing is to be able to hear from God, you know, not just some people they just pray and ask for things from God, but the ability to be able to hear from God and to be able to see the way God sees things is very important. Um, a lot of people don't have that ability, but it's something that can be developed. It's something that any person can develop. The most important thing is to have clean thoughts. Clean thoughts is the most important thing. Just have nice and beautiful thoughts and radiate good thoughts to people, radiate love, radiate happiness. Once you do that, you're opening up yourself as a channel, as a portal. So this energy is everywhere, and uh, this let me call it the Holy Spirit is looking for channels or mediums to be able to use, and it would want to use mediums that are pure or in sync with its type of thinking or mannerism. So if for instance you think good thoughts, radiate good thoughts to people, radiate love and all that, that Holy Spirit will flow through you, and once it flows through you, you'll be able to detect and see all these other things for people and able to even help people. There are some people, they heal people and they will not even say they were the ones that even healed that person. They just radiate love, kindness and happiness to everyone around them, and you will notice this in their aura. You will notice it in their aura. They, there's this thing about them, as I said, I just saw you right now. You will notice that thing radiating if you are very perceptive. So that's how I used to use in knowing people. Like in Nigeria here, we have several churches. And some of these pastors, sorry to say, some of them are terrible. Some of them are scam artists, man. They just want to just fleece people out of their money without really and using the Bible to be able to, bamboozle them and all that. But what I normally do is that if I see a pastor that is called by God, that's what I normally check out for. If I don't see that light around the person, I know that the person is not for real. Yeah. So that's it.
And so I'm going to add on to that a little bit how um, I remember in my experience, I used to consciously try to send out good thoughts, send love.
Okay.
And I believe that was part of my journey. And I've moved into another stage of my journey where sometimes that is
Okay.
helpful. But for the most part, I realize that I don't actually have to consciously do anything. And
Okay.
that is a point in our path that I believe is able to flow through us when we
Yeah.
have uncovered the layers inside of ourselves and
Okay.
perhaps a little bit of society as well. It works kind of both ways. Both are
Yeah.
mirrors to each other. What you
Mm.
see in society, a reflection of you. There's distinct differences. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and what I'm talking about here, in between the words that I'm saying, but
Mm.
when you uncover the parts of ourselves, the habits, the very subtle reactionary patterns we have in everyday life, especially when interacting with people,
Yeah.
and especially when you're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
have free time,
Mm.
you will naturally, depending on how much you understand these reactions and why they come about,
Yeah.
we will be the open door, the vessel, the sailing ship to
Mm.
all every all good things that we don't necessarily have to think about. They're just like
Mhm.
impulses that come through. But in the beginning,
Yes.
I know it is necessary to like
Yes.
latch on to something good, positive, and then kind of
Yes.
take that in, and send it out, send it
Yes.
out.
Yes. That's a conscious effort for the unconscious to work. There has to be a conscious effort first. So once the conscious effort has taken hold, everything becomes automatic. It becomes automatic. Like there are some people who could heal, and they could. Some people could heal just by touching. But before they learned how to heal by touching, they may have they have to do what is called contact healing by you know placing their finger or their hands on the person for a number of minutes or seconds. Then gradually they maybe just touch, or maybe after some time they don't even need to touch. They just look, and they would have healed the person. So it's from the unconscious. It's from the conscious unconscious. So when you now radiate that love and everything, that's a conscious effort. After some time, it becomes everything just flows automatically, you know. And then before you know, you're a channel, you're a worthy channel. You become a vessel unconsciously without doing so. Mm. But I often say that how I wish that a lot of people could make the conscious effort to spread that love, that light, you know, using their thought patterns. If a lot of people were doing that, you can imagine how the world would be. The world would be a better place because you're consciously doing that. Then before you know, the Holy Spirit is it's just like osmosis or diffusion. The whole thing is up there and it's looking for ways to express itself. And then you have this bunch of people doing it. It just flows into them. And when they continue doing that, you know, gradually, it's like a ripple effect. It becomes like a ripple effect, and before you know, they're unconsciously affecting other people. And because they're consciously affecting other people, before you know, those people, their attitudes begin to change. Like for instance, let me cite an example. Somebody is uh, being a businessman and being in the business world. There are many instances when I've seen people who have done me wrong, or maybe they don't want to pay me, and I'm supposed to get really angry at them. Why isn't this guy paid me? You know, and instead of me sending angry thoughts or bad thoughts to that person, I'm thinking angry thoughts. The best thing to do is to send peaceful thoughts to that person. Peaceful thoughts with the prayer that okay, maybe the person doesn't have the money as at then, and pray that the person has the money to pay me. Now imagine if a lot of people were doing that, the world would be a better place. Rather than thinking about man, this guy doesn't want to pay me and be thinking of evil thoughts, how I got to go to the guy's house and bust, because these thoughts, it's vibration, it's live. So once any person thinks anything evil, it's actually a kind of vibration that goes, and the person unconsciously picks it up. You may see someone now, if you send beautiful thoughts to someone, that person would unconsciously, you just see that the person will just turn and smile at you, and the person, just because you send that person beautiful thoughts. But if you're always angry and sending negative thoughts around and always trying to look fierce, and other people wouldn't want to even talk to you or want to even be around with you or want to have anything to do with you. When I was younger, I used to be like that. I was a very bad, bad person, very bad guy. A lot of people used to be scared of me, and because I consciously evoked that fear. I wanted people to really fear me because I was one of those people who, in Nigeria, people will know what I'm talking about. In the universities, we used to roll things. We used to do a lot of things then, and I found out that it was even difficult for me to even girlfriend then. Girls would just take one good look at me. I'm like, man, this guy is bad. It was my wife, my girlfriend, then, who took one good look at me because I said she has that thing, and realized that, man, the whole thing I was putting on was just a facade. It was just a mask. And she was the one that helped me break that barrier to be able to come out, and to be able to spread that love. And so these days, if people see me now, they'll just they want to smile, they want to be with me, as against when I was trying to be fierce. So I think that people have to consciously make an effort before the unconscious now takes over. That's what I think.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
But love is a powerful force, and some
Oh
people
yeah.
may think that that's not so as we look at the world, but the people who think those are the exact ones who have refused to love in the times of immense darkness.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you made some excellent points on the power of love,
Yeah.
non non-resistance.
Yes.
That's very important in this world because it's going to become more normal
Yeah.
for these tendencies to spring up as we
Yeah.
keep going the way we've been going. But there's good things happening as well, like
Yes.
in the undercurrent of what we're talking about. And there is a growing movement.
Mm.
People who are watching right now, they maybe be able to relate. But if not, there are many people. Though
Yeah.
we're still the minority,
Mm.
just the process of life in certain places in the universe for truly all life to understand that it is connected.
Yeah. When it comes to that love, can I just say something about the love here?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, yeah. I think that they always say that God is love. It's somewhere in the Bible, and people say God is love, and I think when I was reflecting on it at a time, why love is the most powerful force on earth. I think it's the most powerful force because God created us out of love. He wanted us to experience Him. Even the travels we go through in this life, and the challenges, you may call them challenges, but it's actually love for you to be able to know yourself. And God did that out of love. That's why I think that love is the most powerful force on earth. So if you are consciously radiating love or doing that, you're being in sync with God. That's just my thinking. That's why I think it's the most powerful.
I agree.